He said international law is only a few centuries old. And I swear, for a moment, I thought he was joking. And I realized, no, he was serious. And that's when the real comedy began. International law is not some newborn concept crawling out of the 1800s. It didn't appear because a few modern diplomats decided to hold hands and write treaties civilizations thousands of years ago, long before anyone invented the phrase. International community were already operating under recognizable legal principles. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome, the Byzantine world, and later Islamic empires all had structured systems governing treaties, diplomacy, war, and state conduct. But sure, tell me again how it's new. I'll wait. The irony is almost poetic. You try to use the League of Nations as proof that international law failed. That's like pointing at a broken umbrella and declaring that weather patterns don't exist. The League didn't fail because international law was new. It failed because early liberal internationalism was built on optimism, not enforcement. It was a political experiment, not the birth certificate of global law. And here's the twist you didn't see coming. By citing a 20th century institution to argue the field is recent, he accidentally confirms the opposite. If the League was already a major international legal body a century ago, then the field clearly predates it. You can't call something new while referencing its older iterations. That's not an argument, that's a self-own. Let's go deeper. Treaties between ancient kingdoms weren't just symbolic handshakes. They had enforcement mechanisms, arbitration processes, and consequences for violations. Some even included divine witnesses, because nothing's this binding agreement like invoking the gods as your legal department. These weren't primitive gestures. They were structured, enforceable, and recognized across borders. But apparently, none of that counts because it didn't come with a modern logo and the conference room. This is where the argument collapses, not gently, not gracefully. It folds like a cheap lawn chair under the weight of basic historical literacy. The moment you examine the record, the claim disintegrates. International law evolved over millennia. It didn't suddenly appear because Europe decided to formalize it. It didn't wait for the League of Nations to be born. It didn't need a modern stamp of approval to exist. And here's the part people avoid if you erase the ancient foundations. You erase the continuity of human civilization. You pretend that diplomacy, treaties, and cross-border norms magically materialized in the last few centuries. It's not history. That's historical amnesia dressed up as an argument. So let's be honest. The decision has no structure or integrity. It contradicts itself. It ignores thousands of years of evidence. What collapses the moment you apply pressure. Truth doesn't need theatrics. It just needs someone willing to look past the surface. Past the surface. Past the surface.